Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Now the precious metals world has been falling. We see gold at $1,487 and we see silver at $17.42. We also see platinum down and palladium. So what's going on? I will be explaining everything behind the scenes, the real context of why precious metals are falling right now, and also sharing my opinion on where the prices are headed. Not to be worried, this is only a perfect time to buy your gold and silver for cheaper prices because they usually will hold off around this range. I could not see them dropping much lower than this, but I will be explaining, and this article does do a great job of explaining what's actually going on behind the scenes and why these prices are so low right now. So the link will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. So it starts off to say, while it's not only bullish sentiment for the risk-on asset class that has pressured gold and silver pricing today, it was one of the forces which resulted in lower precious metals pricing. Rising bond yields, a stronger consumer sentiment index, which went from 89.8 to 92 in September, and lessening geopolitical risks all contributed to today's weakness in both gold and silver pricing. So he's mentioning to say that the risks, economic insecurity, economic fear is starting to resolve itself. U.S.-China trade wars, they're finally starting to actually make some plays happening around the globe, and this is making people at ease not to have to resort to precious metals. So we do see some resistance right here at this $19.50 level. Now we see the support, major support level at $17.56, which has actually fallen under. So there's going to be interesting things happening over the next couple of days. But it goes on to say, as reported by Market Watch, China made further concessions to the U.S. on international trade on Friday, adding agricultural products like soybeans and pork to the list of imports exempted tariffs as prospects for at least an interim deal to resolve the two-year-old trade dispute improve. The move by China follows reports on Thursday about the prospects for at least an interim to deal the resolved trade war that could involve the U.S. delaying and or reducing some tariffs on imports from China, exchange Chinese commitments on protecting U.S. intellectual property rights and agricultural purchases. So there's a chart right here. This is showing the futures chart. So it goes on to say, according to Reuters, on Thursday, President Trump said he preferred a comprehensive trade deal with China, but did not rule out the possibility of an interim pact. Speaking to reporters at the White House, Trump stated, "I'd rather get the whole deal done. I see a lot of analysts are saying an interim deal, meaning we'll do pieces of it. The easy ones first, but there's no easy or hard. There's a deal or there's not a deal, but it's something we would consider, I guess." So he is saying, he obviously, they wanted something to happen all at once just to get the whole thing over with, but they are saying interim, which would mean, pieces of it at a time. But obviously, President Trump is very straightforward. He just wants the whole thing done. But obviously, since they are resolving some of this is giving a little bit of comfort and ease to the economy, to the society, so people aren't as hesitant to be trusting what's going to be happening from a financial crisis standpoint, or even just a society, standpoint. But we do have this interesting chart down here that you guys can check out. So it's talking about, this is going over the target rates from all the way to August, and it's showing, so right here, target rate probabilities for September 18th Fed meeting. So current target rate is from 200 to 225, and from 175 to 200, it's up 76 or 79.6%, and 200 to 225 is 20.4%. So this is in BPS, so you can see down here all the numbers, and it goes on to say gold futures are trading down by $11.50 and currently fixed at $1,495. Silver is trading lower by the 3.61%, with December futures contracts currently bid at $17.51, which is a net decline of 66 cents on the day. So waiting on the Fed. Next week on September 18th, Federal Reserve members will meet the next FOMC meeting. While the CME's FedWatch tool is indicating there is a 76 or 79.6% probability that they will announce the initial 4% rate cut, this is down from yesterday's probability of an 87.7%. 1 week ago, the FedWatch predicted there was a 90% probability, and 1 month ago it predicted the probability of a 25 basis point rate cut was 96.2%. So even though According to FedWatch tool, the probability of a rate cut has been declining. Market sentiment is still under the assumption that the Federal Reserve will cut rates next week. According to Barbara Rockefeller of Rockefeller Treasury Services, the market expects the Fed to cut at least 2 more times and likely 3. So obviously, the Fed cutting rates is what also pushes precious metals prices higher. We're seeing that a lot of different things. There's a lot of different conspiracies, a lot of different theories on how much or to what degree, how drastically they're going to be cutting these rates. So this is going to be interesting as well. So also hearing how they're saying that they expect at least or 2, maybe even 3 times. And this is over the next week, which is really interesting to say, because that's this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out, to say the least, and also where precious metals follows. So the Fed is going to cut the next week anyways. No one else has any doubt about that. So there's going to be at least one. But markets should start grinding their loins against a Fed statement that makes the point to cut now as an insurance policy against potentially looming recession that arises from Trump trade policy and other pure political disruptions. So this is interesting to say as well, because we've been talking a lot about the recession lately, and they're saying that they almost have to make a cut now as an insurance policy against a potential recession that arises. And this is all from Trump's decisions as well. Obviously, there's a lot of other hands at play, but there is no doubt that traders and market participants will listen intently for a statement released by the Federal Reserve following this month's FOMC meeting, not only for the expected fourth interest rate cut, but just as importantly for information on their path for future rate cuts. For those who would like more information, click the link. So like I said, the link to this article will be in the description of the video if you want to check it out and you want to follow up on this and dig a little deeper, dive a little deeper. I always recommend doing that, because since I try to keep my videos in a timely manner, I kind of have to go through all this stuff really fast. I have to kind of read fast and highlight and talk about, the main points, the spotlight points of the article, so the videos aren't 20-30 minutes long. But I definitely think that this is interesting right now for precious metals. I'm not too worried at all. Like most silver stackers, true silver stackers that are in this for the longer term, we are never really worried if silver is down $1 or $2 or whatever, because we're in this for the next 20 years. So even if silver dropped back down to $15, it has no relevance to us right now, because we're so far ahead of the markets, and it's not even about the fiat currency price attached. It's the intrinsic value of the metal. For people that are in this from the ETF side of it, for the quick flippers, this could be more emotional times, more scary times, because this could be affecting how you're going to be trading, buying or selling. But for us that just buy and hold silver for the long term, the long haulers, it really doesn't matter too much to us. But I did want to share this because I definitely do want to be informing my audience on what's happening with precious metals, because you might check silver and gold today and say, what the heck, why is silver down so low? And this is stuff you need to be aware of. Education is definitely key, and the more that you're aware, that you're understanding what's happening behind the scenes, it will also keep you up to date, sharpening your tools. Also, it can be highly influencing whether you are holding off right now to buy, because the price could go lower and might be able to get even cheaper silver over the next couple of days, or you might start deciding to make a certain play at hand. And the more prepared you are, the better strategy you have, the more you think it out and think about where your stack is headed, adjusting your stack, buying and selling at different times, the better off you're going to be. So I definitely think it's important to at least understand what's happening, even if it doesn't incorporate to you, even if you are in it for the long haul. This is still stuff you want to be aware of, especially not even on just a gold and silver level, but from a societal standpoint as well. You need to understand where this stuff is, what's happening and what's influencing this, and also where the economy's headed as well. Not even just from an investing standpoint or a money-based standpoint, but from a human standpoint, as a citizen. It's definitely stuff that I think people could overlook just because they think it doesn't apply to them, but this definitely applies to everyone on a global scale. So, like I said, though, I wouldn't be too worried with these prices right now. All it means is it's a better opportunity to buy some silver for cheaper. We have the holidays coming up. We have a lot of stuff happening in the future, the 2020 presidential election. We have 1 to possibly 3 rate cuts happening over the next week or so. So this is also going to be interesting for precious metals prices. Who knows what's going to happen? It is speculative, but also looking historically, it shows that there is a lot of opportunity and potential as well. I mean, the last rate cuts that were happening in the U.S.-China trade wars is what boosted precious metals up to $19.50, and now we're going to be seeing a pattern of the same type of deal. So there definitely is interesting things happening. I'm curious what you guys think about this. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos. Also, check out the video I posted last night. I know you guys would dig that. I probably have 2 to 3 more videos today. Maybe just 2. I don't want to be posting too much, but I definitely still have some stuff I want to talk about with you guys, and also throw in the world of precious metals and see what we come up with, because I do love how my channel is a platform for all of us to just conversate and talk about some stuff and break it down and observe it from different angles, different perspectives that maybe someone else didn't see, including myself. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.